So just in terms of your immediate concerns, obviously Secretary Blinken is trying to organise a humanitarian corridor. That's going to be very difficult to negotiate right now, isn't it, with the Israelis, because they're talking about a complete siege. But what is the most important thing that you need right now just to get through the next few days?
What is really needed immediately is to have a ceasefire to allow people of Gaza to receive support and basic services, to at least for paramedics to be able to have some work around their hospitals. Hospitals are packed with injuries. There are still injuries that are everywhere. There is no accessibility to organizations on the ground to deliver support. There's no ability for us population to move and get what we need, or get the water that we need or the food that we need. We need immediate ceasefire so that we are able also to support those who are under these very, very harsh circumstances, especially who are taking shelters at the schools and who are being hosted in just very random places and public places around the Gaza Strip. Everyone I know personally is not living in their home. Everyone I know is moving from one place to another, from a public place to another home to a relative, etc. This must be stopped, and I think it's going to be very worrying in terms of supplies, food supplies, entry of medical supplies, all these essential items. By the hour there is severe suffering, in addition to the actual death in the hospitals themselves that are overloaded with injuries and casualties from the bombings.
Please don't continue this interview if you feel like you need to go somewhere else for your safety, Nigella. Do you need to leave?
I think it's fine. No, I'm good.
Is that what it's like all the time?
Yeah, exactly. Just this morning there was a massive airstrike at Al Shati camp, and it's extremely shocking, the images, and I hope these images will make news at your channel, for example, where it seems there's a huge massacre. It's a densely populated area where just bodies are under rubble. I think the situation is extremely critical, and negotiating safe passage, I'm not sure if this is going to be just to evacuate foreigners or who. This does not really respond to what people would need. Of course, it's an interest of
I just wanted to ask you about, you've just had that, it was obviously a very close explosion, and you just sat there and carried on with the interview. Whereas, a lot of people watching would assume you would run off and go to some safe space. But is it because you just haven't got anywhere to go and you're just so used to it? Just explain.
We don't have
what
shelters, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for raising this. In the entire Gaza Strip, we don't have shelters. The best circumstances is that you go to a lower level. I'm very lucky. I have a basement where that's why I'm receiving more than 12 people in addition to my family, who are all now I'm hosting at my place, and so they are unable to go back to their homes because they are severely damaged in Rimal area that was wiped, and we're managing to live together. So whenever there is something, kind of close or big like this, we just, walk around in the corridors and then slowly go to the lower level, etc. And we stick around each other. And that's what happened at 5 a.m. this morning, for example, when massive airstrikes were happening near the Gaza port and at the western side of the city. Just across the street from me, there was the building that was totally destroyed. We had to evacuate. We left running basically with in the middle of the night after 1 a.m. 2 nights ago, and all of us, we were 20 at my house, 22 people who fled their region, came to us, Then we moved all of us to different. We split into two different places. I mean, we're talking about mad situation here, a totally mad situation.
Nigel, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Obviously, your priority is to help these people and these civilians, but this is your life as well, and we've seen that expressed so obviously today. Best of luck with what you're doing, and thank you for making the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.